All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Welcome everyone. We've actually got several new people, maybe from the video today. Welcome everyone, and hello to the new folks. We're gonna be streaming some WolfQuest, starting off a new litter. And before we jump too far into this, if you're watching this live, tomorrow we're going to be streaming again. We're going to be doing Wandering Village. I'm going to be giving away some keys, and it's going to have some audience participation. I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work because I haven't tried it yet, but the game has Twitch integration, and so you guys will have the chance to weigh in on what happens and make my life harder or easier if you want to, but it's going to be your choice. We'll see how that goes. So that'll be fun. We'll be back here, I think, at around 2 Central Time, 2 p.m. So we will see. I'll be announcing it on the YouTube channel as well before that goes up. And then, of course, if you follow me here, you'll get notifications when we are going live. Oh, yeah, Hurricane does have a pretty cool coat color, not gonna lie. It is the original black one, I think. It's not the variant of that. Is it the variant? I don't think so. No, I think this is just a very pale version of the normal one. But yeah, that's right. We're actually starting here. Okay, so we're gonna do the poll here a little bit differently. So I guess I'll just do move east, move south, or move southeast, or stay where we are, because we have a territory from our previous year. So I'm gonna go ahead, we'll set up a poll. And you guys can hear me, right? I hope. Pup names next week. Alright. Let me see. All right. So we'll go ahead. We will start the poll here. And we can keep our territory in the same place if you guys so desire to. Volume's a little low. Uh-oh. Hopefully that's not... I might have to fiddle with the OBS settings again at some point, but I don't think I can do that when I'm live, so hopefully it's not too bad. Sorry about that, y'all. This microphone is a little bit fidgety at times. Hurricane is staring at the tree trunk. Yeah, she was kind of staring intentionally. Okay. I'll have to turn him up again. Trying to do it on OBS is a little bit of a pain because I usually edit it in post, but I can't do that when I'm live. So... oh my goodness. When you have territory under 50%, you get stars. Yeah, anytime I can see it fading, I get a little bit stressed out. We have something we have to buff up. We just didn't get to do it last time. If it's not looking like these ones, then I'm like, needs marked. And I know that's like not, okay, everybody just wants to stay here. I'll work on reinforcing it then. I know that's like not what the intention is. Like, you're supposed to be able to be a little bit more relaxed about it. And like, I don't know, it's just permanently ingrained in my brain that, territory must be high at all times. It's not 100%, it's not good enough. If I can see that it's down, then it needs marking. I know that that's not the way that it is. This is probably, no, it's 50, I'm gonna go mark it. It's not bright yellow, I'm always marking it. Yep. It was kind of a landslide victory. Anyway, you're right, 86%. Yeah, that's, not too divided here. Every time you let it get low, you get stranger wolf attacks. I don't know, I think it's supposed to be a mix of quantity and quality. I'm not 100% sure, so I think if you have a smaller territory, you're also more likely to get stranger wolf attacks. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not sure what the team has confirmed and what's just hearsay. There's a den near here, apparently, though. So I'm not 100% sure about that. We will see, though. We will see. I always just try to keep... I find if I keep the 2-hex buffer pretty well marked... Hello, Stranger Wolf, speaking of. If I find that pretty well marked... If I keep it pretty well marked, then it's not... I don't usually get a horrendous amount of them, so that's kind of what I generally aim for, unless I have a story reason for doing otherwise. Smaller territory with huge buffs is not as good as a lot of territory with lower buffs, you think? Okay. Alright, I think that sounds right to me. I'm not 100% sure, though. And when you first started playing WolfQuest, so you claim every single free hex on the map. Oh my gosh, that must have taken such a long time. I would not have the patience for it. And that's one thing that I do hope, like... And I'll say this, I don't... overall, WolfQuest is a very strong game. There's a few areas that are a little weaker, and I think the territory quest can be one of them, because it makes sense why it's here, and it is nice to be able to customize your territory, but it takes so long, and it's one of the less organic features of the game, which is why I think it can be a struggle, because it's kind of just like, okay, this is your one mission, you don't hunt, you don't do anything else, you kind of just end up speedrunning through it. So I'm really hoping when Saga happens that we'll get something that makes that a little bit more organic, where it's not just your quest is to mark territory, like maybe there'll be something else to do in that time that'll kind of smooth it out, because I think if it's not the only quest you have, well, and I mean finding dens, but if that's not the only quest that you have, I think it'll be a little bit, it'll feel a little bit less samey, I guess, kind of. And again, like, it's not a bad system. I don't dislike the system. I think it's very functional for what it needs to be, and it's nice to be able to customize your territory rather than just getting your predetermined slice of the pie for whatever den you picked. But I definitely am hoping that's something we'll see get further expounded on in Saga, because it's one of the less fleshed out areas of the game, I think, and understandably so, because what are you doing in winter when you don't have when you don't have pups or anything? What are you doing? You're just kind of surviving. So I hope that they'll find something they can add to kind of fill that in a little bit. So let's see. Needed a challenge trying to take over every possible hex. Okay. Oh, that's very fun. Wow. Yeah, that's a fun challenge. Very tough challenge, though. Yeah, carrying the territory over from litter to litter does help a lot. I'm so thankful for the carry to next year button. It's so good. I'm very, very grateful for that button. Yeah, claiming territory and rendezvous site part of the games are a little bit on the weaker side, but definitely a necessary part of the game. Also, hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us. It's good to see you. We got actually a lot of new people today. Wow, welcome everybody. We stream here on most Tuesdays. Oh, thanks for the resub. I like Minecraft gaming as well. But yeah, we stream most Tuesdays from 4 to 5 p.m. Central Time nowadays, and we will be streaming tomorrow on the 14th from 2 to, I don't know exactly when, probably a couple hours-ish, depending on how we're all feeling. We'll be doing a Wandering Village stream, which is a little bit of a departure from the norm, to celebrate its release and get some fun audience participation. Oh my goodness. Alright. Let's see. I'm gonna head back over here. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I don't think you can see that, but I don't know if Lynx knows that I'm live and she's texting me. Oh my goodness. Alright, yeah, I don't know if she's gonna continue to, to message me or not, and I don't know if she knows she's going to be an audio feature in the stream if she does. But we'll see. Hello! Wow, we've got a lot of people here for the first time. Welcome everybody. We're just claiming some territory in WolfQuest before we start our second litter. Yeah, it's Steam messages, which I genuinely, honest to goodness, forgot exist. I almost never use them. I usually am like using Discord. I do that for most of my communications, so it's unexpected. But yeah, Steam does have chat. It does have chat. And I think Lynx must have seen that I'm online in game. Oh my goodness. And I keep running past the sent post because I'm reading chat and not looking where I'm going. This is just the interminable struggle of streaming. All right. You straight up go offline on Steam and you don't need... Yeah, I feel that. I often do. But I, like, also don't remember to do it, so I'm like, nah, it is what it is at this point. What was the flippiest sound effect for that? Was a calculated attempt, but I'm mad at math. The plan gone south, if you will. Yeah, honestly. Yeah. It just depends for me. It just depends. Oh, and I'm glad you're able to make it. Yeah, work schedules are a challenge. And don't ever feel bad if you can't make it. It happens. I mean, even I have to sometimes not stream on the days that I normally do. So scheduling, it can be a pain in the tail. Let me see here. Oh, I was gonna say as well, speaking of Discord, the supporter Discord is gonna be doing another WolfQuest event coming up on the 23rd, I believe it is, at 8 p.m. Central. We're gonna be doing another multiplayer run, and we'll see what we end up doing. It depends on what the folks who are involved want to do, but that's open to everyone in the supporter Discord, so that's everyone on Patreon, everyone on YouTube channel memberships, and everyone on Twitch subs, which are discounted this month for September. So if you want the chance to get in on that, then now is a good time to do it. Oh yeah, thank you for the sub. Speaking of, is that gonna show up on stream? I hope it does. But thank you for the sub, Forest of Emeralds. There we go. We got it. We got it. We got it on the notifications. You guys are getting closer to being able to set the next litter to accurate as well. Oh, goodness. I might have to step up my game if we end up doing that. But yeah, if you're a member of the Patreon or subbed here on Twitch, so for the folks who just subbed or resubbed, that includes you guys now if you link your Twitch to Discord and are over the age of 13, or for anyone on YouTube channel memberships, we have a Discord server that you can come and chat with me and Rain and some of the other supporters, and some of the IU crowd members are there as well. So lots of fun things happen, lots of shenanigans, and we do multiplayer events from time to time, so there's going to be another one of those coming up here. And it, of course, does help support the channel and help me be able to keep doing what I'm doing so that I can keep making content on the internet for y'all. Now, with the events, there is a limited number of people who can actually play, just because WolfQuest caps games at 8 people. But if we have more than that, or if people aren't able to make it into the game due to technical issues or whatever, I do also stream it to the Discord call, so you'll still at least get to watch, even if you don't get to necessarily play. Oh no! I am so sorry your Wi-Fi has been giving you so much trouble, Cal. That is a pain in the butt. Yeah, we do have a lot of fun. We had a really good discussion on books and genres and some of our favorites, and different genres we find interesting in the server. Lots of cool discussions happen there. Where is this send post? It's up here. Okay. Thank you, Hawk. The chaoticness that is the Discord. It is definitely a bundle of shenanigans, and we're always looking for ways to introduce further shenanigans. We've got a few things in the works, and a few exciting things coming up on the channels. I've been teasering some of them for a little while, and once again, no, I just misaligned from the sent post, okay. We got a few things coming up here as well. I have been hard at work on a coding project, actually, that I can't entirely talk about yet. We have not officially announced what we're doing. Also, we gotta go find some dens now, because I have neglected to go look for any of them. But that coding project is going to be revealed at some point in the future. It is, of course, subject to the everything is going to take 10 times longer than you expect it will, because there will be something unforeseen that happens. That is just the law of software development. But it's getting closer, and I'm really excited for it to be finished so that I can share it with you guys, because I think it's something some of you guys will be pretty interested in. Hopefully it'll be fun to play around with. Yeah, we are near this one. I actually do know where a lot of the dens are, if I can remember relative to them. I've been trying to get better at memorizing their locations, because I'm gonna kind of need that for a challenge coming up here. There's something I got in the works that's definitely the most intimidating WolfQuest run I have ever looked at doing, and I'm not quite ready to start it just yet, but it is something that will be coming up. We have a few challenges in the works, and when I tell you this one might be the hardest thing that I've ever done in WolfQuest, I am not joking. When I test ran it, it was very challenging. Oh yeah, we have den names that are open as well, because we are going to be choosing that in just a little bit. This den is not actually in our territory, but I'm going to sniff it out anyway. Oops. Let me see. All right. I'm gonna veer this way before I get eaten by stranger wolves. Let's see. Do I miss Maple? I do miss Maple. I'm very satisfied with the arc that was her story, but it is always sad to have a wolf that's no longer an active play and who's moved on into the legends of our lore. So far, that's only really, well, so far the only wolves that we've played all the way through Age 8 have been Maple on the main channel and Puma on the stream channel here, although we've had plenty of wolves who have aged out just by our own, the limits we've set versus playing all the way through to the game's actual ending. Oh my goodness. Yeah. The Discord kind of honestly is like a wolf pack. Everybody, yeah, the energy of the community event videos is not very far off from the general vibe of the Discord as a whole. There's always some shenanigans that are occurring, so, and it's always great fun. I love the shenanigans. So speaking of the Discord, I think for all three of those, you should be able to, what the frick? Is there an eagle? It's an eagle. I was like, what is that shadow? It's an eagle. So you should be able to link whatever account you're subbed or supporting through, be it Twitch, YouTube, or Patreon, and that should allow you to join automatically, and it will keep that, it'll keep you in the server for as long as the subscription is active automatically. I believe all three of those will do that. Rain has probably a better idea of how it works because she's done a lot of the behind the scenes managing, and I'm very, very grateful that she does that because my goodness, my brain is not good with these things. So I very much appreciate the help, and she can help sort that out if you need it. It's a little more calm when we're not gaming, but it's still as fun, yeah. It's not always quite the shenanigans of destroying everything in sight, but it is still a very grand time. Oh yeah, there have been a few unofficial multiplayer games that have come out of the supporter Discord as well too, and I'm excited to see that. I might have to pop into some of those at some point. We'll have to see. Depending on what I'm doing. This is, oh no, I know exactly which den this is, and I'm not gonna be able to find it. I can never find this den. I can never find this. It's further this way, I think. But this is the one that the Elements pack was at, and there was... Oh, here it is. I straight up could not see this thing. Like, if you stand down here... Look at the shadow of the tree and how it just like perfectly blends the den into the ground there. You cannot see that. I was getting mocked for that in a good-natured way. Everybody was teasing me about this though, and I'm like, dude, no, you can't see it. I could not see it. I could only barely see it in post. So, goodness. Let me see. Yeah, the dens in the hills are tricky for sure. Navigation in this game, I feel like I know a lot of the map fairly well, but not every nook and cranny. Reject dirt dens, return to tree dens. Oh my gosh. I was so thankful when the team added more tree dens. I freaking love the tree dens. They are some of my favorite things in this game. Yeah, I mean, it does help too. And you can see them in scent view. They just don't glow from as far away in the winter, I don't think. But yeah, that one is so insanely hard to find. Oh my goodness. The dirt dens are simpler. Some of them have advantageous locations, but the vibes of the tree dens are absolutely on point. Yeah. I'm very thankful we have the den radar because it would be so much harder to find anything without it. But it's tricky to try and triangulate it sometimes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, some of the dirt dens, if I pick a dirt den, is usually because I like the location of it, because some of them are very well placed and in a nice spot to have the territory as a whole, or because they were near something or I moved to it after having to move it from a previous den. So, ooh, yes, I think there's going to be a lot of fun dens in Lost River. It's going to be very exciting to check them out. Speaking of which, the poll for that will be up on the YouTube. It's not up yet, but to continue just to kind of recap that, we're basically looking at 3 options of we can either start a new legacy in Lost River, we can migrate over Peregrine and Puma's legacy and have Puma's heir head to Lost River, or we can just not have a Lost River legacy. But I think a lot of people were interested in the idea of doing a Lost River legacy, so it'd be pretty fun to try if you guys are down. When that map comes out, of course, we might alternate off between them. Ooh, have a good lunch! Oh no, yeah, Twitch causes some problems sometimes. Let's see. Ooh. Yeah, there's some good dens near the beaver pond. Oh, I bet I know which den this is. Yeah, I know which den this is. Yeah, I think the only reason that I would say Puma's legacy is because it takes us, it takes us about half a year to play through a full 8-year legacy. And if the team is hoping to release this year, we're already in month 9, so we're most likely going to be continuing to play Hurricane's story unless she dies prematurely through the end of this year. So that's why I'm saying it would be good to move Puma's legacy over there if we want to do something like that, because that way we don't have to disrupt what we've got going on here, unless you guys want that for the story purposes. But that's why I originally said we'd move Puma's legacy if we want to play right when it comes out, because I'm predicting based off of our previously what we've experienced here. I am so freaking lost. Well, I know there's a den down here. I know this is one of the McBride dens, but I'm looking for the tree den is the thing. There's a tree den that's up here. I'm gonna sniff and see if I can actually find it, because I swear we are really close to it. But yeah, based off of the typical time that it takes us to play through, and how much time I'm predicting, well, not that I'm predicting, but that based off what the team has said so far about hoping to release Lost River this year still. There we go. That's kind of where I'm getting those numbers from. Oh, here we go. Alright, I was gonna say, I thought it was about time. Oh gosh, we have to name the pack. It's the Storm Chasers, right? I'm not remembering that wrong, am I? Let's see. Yeah, you guys think Puma's legacy makes sense as well. If we move Puma, it would be like the 2 legacies taking turns every stream, or be still until the era that legacy dies. So if we do a Lost River one, probably what we do is switch off every other litter. So not every other stream, but every other litter. So we'd finish whatever we're doing with Hurricane, and then we go to Puma's heir, and then we go back to Hurricane, and so on and so forth. We might do 2 in Lost River right when it first comes out, just back to back, just to kind of get to play around with it more. But we'll see. Yeah, I remember the cliffs. Blaze was at this den, so I remember the cliffs here. It is Storm Chasers, okay. Never trust my memory. And, it is much better to ask than to get it wrong. Alright, we'll go to choose a den. We have to decide what den we actually want to. Alright, we've established our territory. Let's see. Seems like they'd be the type to wander off there. Yeah, probably, considering the chaos. Especially since the busted frickin' genetics got fixed. They have to find some other suitable manner of causing chaos and shenanigans. Alright, so, find a den. Let's look. We've got this tree den here. This is the one that we're at. It's very low in our territory. Ah, I didn't find any further up in the territory. Okay. So, we've got north, west, east, south. I'll just name them that way. Alright. Alright, here we go. And there we are. Which WolfQuest is the favorite? The first one, like 2.7, or the new WolfQuest? That's really hard because it's kind of like comparing apples to oranges. The old game was still fantastic for its time, but it's a lot simpler than the game that we have now. I think it held up tremendously well for what it was, and it was pretty groundbreaking when it first came out. It did well for what we were capable of at the time, but I think 3 really pushed the limits as technology advanced, and all around, like, I think 3 is a game with a lot more content and a lot more options. 2.7 is just by nature smaller. But I think they're both very good at what they set out to accomplish under the conditions they had at the time. Oh my goodness. That's a heck of a Wi-Fi issue. Yeah, Wi-Fi go burr, apparently. I am sorry, though, that is frustrating. Alright, North Den, so the very highest up one. Okay. Let us head north, then. Up this way. What den even was that? That's Aspen Heights, isn't it? I think that's Aspen Heights. Most likely. Alright, ooh. Hello, elk, apparently. Huh. Y'all really are just here, huh? Yeah, they're just here, they're chilling. But we're gonna head this way. The good news is this area does have a fair amount of elk herds in the region, so that'll be good. There's also mule deer, and also we don't have energy, so we're not gonna be able to hunt right now. We're just gonna have to get back and, well, I think it assumes we've taken a nap by the time we get there, but yeah. We will head up this way. Well, not the signpost. I want the den here. Don't we want to eat the bunny? I mean, if it's close enough, sometimes I'll grab them, but at this point it's not really that critical. I think Hurricane's more focused on getting to the den, which is right up here. Oh, it's this one! No, it's the one I can't find ever! Goodness gracious. Alright. Alright. We'll pick this den. This is what you guys have chosen. I think this is what you've chosen. It's an open den. Let's dig it out. We're gonna have to pick age perks, and we're gonna have to name the den too. So we want to close den names. Then I'll go ahead and assign the name. Oh, it could be, yeah, maybe construction's interfering or something. Oh, and the trees are really leafy and dense. It blocks the Wi-Fi. Huh. Yeah, there's a lot of factors that can influence it. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and we will set up the poll for this. We've got some names that have come in. We've got 3 of them. Okay. Goodness. Oh my goodness. all of these names, they're very creative ones. Alright. And okay, let me see. Is this? Okay, interesting. Gonna go ahead and we'll pause those as well. Here we go. We'll start the poll. Uh-oh. Teleporting through your sentences. That's no good. You're not sure if hunger and energy contribute to leaders. I don't think so. I think it's more the genetics and the age perks and diversity. Well, diversity is the measure of genetics, so I think that's what it is. 4-star mate with, oh, 3 litters is 7, yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Usually, you do often get 4-star, or 7 pups with 4 stars. It's not uncommon. I think it's usually 5 to 7. Do these guys have, is it 2 or is it 3? Is it 2 or 3 diversity that they have? I think there was 3, I want to say. We'll see. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what their diversity is, actually. I'd have to go back and look, but I want to say it wasn't a full 4 stars. Was it 2 stars? Okay. I know Frodo and Pixis had 2 stars, but I couldn't remember these guys. Ooh, okay. Alright, we're calling it the charging point. Goodness gracious. The meme names begin again, but thank you guys all for the suggestions. Alright, so speaking of age perks, we gotta look at what we have here. So I want everybody to put in chat what we want to rule out, because we only get 5 options for a poll. So if there's one that you particularly think she would not choose, then go ahead and put that one in chat right now, and then we'll do a poll where we'll open up channel point votes for that. And you guys can vote on your top 3. Guess we have Robo-Wolves now. Yeah, apparently. Ooh, an electric litter would be fun. Alright. And then the physical ones are just fairly standard. They just put an extra point in the stat. Youthful prowess is what we have, I think. But, you know, you're more likely to have a larger litter of pups. Sick pups are more likely to recover. Competitors are more likely to flee. Competitors are more frightened. Prospective mates are more interested. More rival wolves are courtable. And then territorial might. The territory strength drops more slowly, and howling gives an additional boost. What did she have before? We can look. Speed, fun parent, and youthful prowess. Ah, we're gonna lose fun parent. No! That's so much easier to boost the affinity. 5 pups are kind of the middle, so you think any diversity can have that amount? I think so. Yeah, I think that's kind of the low end of the higher diversity and the high end of the lower diversity. But yeah, if you guys want to rule one of these out, I will go ahead and put the other ones into a poll. So if there's one you particularly don't think she would use, yeah, fun parent is good. It is a helpful one for sure. Do I already get the achievement choosing all perks 3-8 years? I have not, although there is a wolf who is in the running for that. Apart from Hurricane. Hurricane would be as well. No strength, you don't think? But no, there is an achievement for all the different perks. And I do have a wolf in mind who may get that. But if it happens another way, then that is fine as well. Probably eliminate strength. Strength, everybody seems to want to eliminate strength. Alright, I will eliminate strength, and we will do a new poll. I will allow additional votes here. I'll make them fairly cheap so that you guys can put in more votes with channel points, and then we will go ahead and do this. So, which perks should we take? Oops. Alright, and the top 3 that we pick from this will be chosen. So you can vote multiple times. In fact, it is encouraged to vote multiple times so that you get multiple options in the running here. Will there be territorial might? Yeah, we have territorial might for I think 1 more year. Yeah, because then it goes to Elder Authority. So we have at least 1 more year for territorial might. I think everything here is pretty repeatable. I think is it the same perks? No, you lose speed for age 5, but you get good memory. Yeah, don't try to overload it. Let's see. And I think, too, like, I'm pretty sure no matter what we pick, because we already got Speed is the one that goes away fastest, and we got Fun Parent, which is the one we lose already. If you guys do want to go for that, Okay, looks like you want territorial might, youthful prowess, and speed. Alright, so no stamina or health or strength this time. Okay, so, I have already forgotten what I said. Okay, territorial might, youthful prowess, and speed. Alright. Here we go. We will advance to age 4. And we can't go back. That's alright. And it looks like we got 4 puppies. Oh goodness. Okay, we had 2 males and 1 female the previous time, so I have to update this to, I think that's right? To 4. Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this will be 3 and 4. I have to do math in my brain. I do not good at math in the brain. The brain do not hold the numbers. Also, hey, welcome back. 4 pups always seems so reminiscent of 2.7. True. We're not going to be naming these guys this time because we're so close to the end of the stream, but be thinking because you'll have the chance to send in names for the next time. Hello, babies. Oh, there's 5M. He's so cute. He's got that timbery kind of coat. Oh, and is that an eagle flying by? Because that's ominous. There's 4M. Hello. Is that the freaking false gray coat? Oh my goodness. I think with this pairing, it can only be gray. But oh my goodness. And we've got all the... Again, is this inverted from the previous time? Or is it... Because it was the boys last time were gray and the gal was brown. Wasn't it? I think this might be an inversion of the previous time. I'm trying to remember who had what coats now. But let's go ahead and we'll feed them. Oh, yeah, babies. Typhoon is helping. Good job, Typhoon. Very, very cute, though. Oh, they're so sweet. The team outdid themselves with making the pups this cute, and it's a blessing and a curse because it's just that much more catastrophic when something happens. It's just like, I love them. I love how cute they are, but oh my goodness, I feel the peril that much more strongly. Yeah, the only girl looked like Hurricane, the boys look like their father. Okay, so it is inverted this time. The girls who look like their dad and the boys who look like their mom. Oh, they're very small, fuzzy little things. Oh no. Well, I'm glad you're able to stick around, but hopefully the Twitch stops giving you issues, because that's just not fun. They're so cute. We're being told we're on cooldown, though. Can't keep playing with them. Okay, so I think there is just straight up no territory to mark, so I guess we'll try and do a hunt really quickly before the end. May as well get some extra food. It does. Like, and like, I do think that's a good thing. It's good that it's good that you're encouraged to be attached to them, because unless you're speedrunning, like, with a game like this, you want that engagement for the story. 4F. Don't do that. You want that engagement, because otherwise you're gonna lose immersion in the game. But, yeah, it hurts. It inflicts emotional damages. That is for sure. Oh no. I do have a Discord server for supporters, so for anyone who is a Twitch sub or on Patreon or on YouTube channel memberships. Oh yeah, I guess we're on cooldown still. We have a Discord server for that. So if you remember any of those, you can link up your Discord, provided you're over the age of 13, because that's Discord's terms of service. Alright, I'm gonna send the babies back in the den, because we can't raise social anymore right now, and we should go get some food. And I think they're all full. Oh yeah, do we have a run? Possibly 4F, but not for sure. So... yeah, when you're speed running, it's a different type of gameplay. that's for sure. Oh, yeah, I don't have it in me to achievement hunt for the ones that are like losing a pup. There's still one that we haven't gotten for losing a pup, which is the one where the pup disappears into the wilderness. We've never had a lost pup who hasn't come back, and one of these days it's gonna happen, and I'm not gonna be ready for it, and it's going to hurt me a lot. I'm not ready for whenever that happens. Definitely... You know, I will say I have my suspicions on which wolf it's gonna happen to. Just going by challenge alone. There's a few things that I've got cooking in the background, and one of them challenges, we might have to worry more about lost pups. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. If we end up getting the achievement there, that's the bull elk herd. Don't need to worry about that. I'm gonna be doing videos and streams for as long as I can, so thank you. I definitely want to keep doing this. You know, it's funny, I started this kind of by accident. I did not expect to be where I am now, and it's definitely something that I want to be able to continue to do as long as I'm able to do it. I definitely have some things that I have to sort out with that. I don't really know what these next few months are going to look like, and I'm hoping that's not going to see too much of a hit to YouTube. I really want to be able to continue doing this, but I am looking at some fun financial stuff right now, so I don't even know where this elk herd went. So yeah, I'm hoping it won't impact YouTube too heavily, but if you do hear me promoting the supporter perks more and leaning more into that, that's kind of why, because unfortunately it is really, really hard to keep ad revenue high enough to be survivable through most of the year as a smaller channel. I mean, I use smaller loosely because I'm not necessarily, I'm kind of in the weird mid-tier of not being a huge YouTuber, but not being tiny either. And it's kind of an interesting limbo to be in. But yeah, I'm going to be continuing to work on providing more supporter rewards and stuff, because I think that's going to be helpful. So if you want to support through the Patreon or through Twitch subs, that does help a lot, or through the YouTube channel memberships, that definitely helps a lot. If not, even just spreading the word and being here whenever you're able to, watching, does help. No, we're not doing this. But it does help me continue to be able to keep doing this. I don't want to, like, I always feel bad whenever I have to promote like that. But the fact is, like, it is a facet of being an online personality. If you do this for a living, you have to figure out how to make a living out of it. And that's something that I'm still figuring out. So, yeah, stop it. Ma'am, I ain't in the mood for this right now. You're causing problems. You can leave now. I was not going to. I was hunting. I was not gonna pick a fight, but no, you had to do this. No, you had to do this. All right. But yeah, little bit of a side tangent. It's one of those frustrating things that comes from being an adult, having to figure out, oh, heck, how am I gonna make finances work? So, I appreciate the understanding that you guys, by and large, have shown me, as I do have to incorporate some monetized things into my YouTube channel. I don't want to ever make my main videos inaccessible to the broader audience, so I'm trying to find a good balance of fun incentives to support, or for those who do want to support and are able to support financially. And please don't feel bad if you can't, because goodness knows I understand that. But you know, as I'm navigating that, thank you guys for being patient with me, because it's a lot to figure out sometimes. Yeah, subscription, yeah, and the other confusing thing that Rain is talking about here is, subscriptions are a little bit different on Twitch versus YouTube. So following on Twitch is equivalent to subscribing on YouTube. Subscribing on Twitch is equivalent to YouTube channel memberships. Everything is in Prospect Peak territory, and I can't find elk. Goodness gracious. Okay, here's finally elk scent. Okay. So the paid subscriptions on Twitch and paid memberships on YouTube kind of are equivalent, except I think I have more benefits here on Twitch and on Patreon than on YouTube memberships. So, let's see, how high is my mouse sensitivity? I honestly don't know. I don't know if I set it to something more comfortable or just adapted to what it was. It is not something I ended up giving much thought to. And thank you guys very much as well for the support you guys have shown, be it financial or be it just continuing to be here or watching videos on YouTube or telling other people about the channel. I really do appreciate it because this is something that I've come to be very passionate about, and it may not have been what I thought it was going to be starting out, but I've come to love what it's grown into, and I love being able to tell stories on the internet like this, and I'm glad people enjoy them. So, very, very much thank you guys. Alright, the herd is over here somewhere. Yeah, that's true. Amazon, I haven't probably talked about Prime subs for a bit. If you have Amazon Prime, you do get one free Twitch sub each month as well. So, if you're not using that, it's always fun to be able to get those benefits for someone, whoever you choose to give it to. If you have one that's sitting inactive. So, let's see. Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know. The weird crunchy business side of this always gets to me because I'm like, I want to just be able to come on here and tell stories. But it's not always that simple, and so I'm trying to find, and this is part of why I created the Plus channel and all that, I'm trying to find a balance between being able to kind of just do the more freeform content and follow the whims that I have in my content creation process without having to worry about how is this going to do for the algorithm. And so I think making the Plus channel was kind of a step towards being a little bit more free in that, because now there's not so much pressure to only do things that are performing super well. The Plus channel is kind of more where I don't have to worry as much about the numbers. And so you'll see some series pick up back up on the Plus channel. And it's not, again, this is not to say that I don't like the series on the main channel. I very much do. But some of the other things that I'd like to include don't always do as well. And that's been an ongoing struggle for a while. And so having the Plus channel means that whether or not something is doing well that mostly only influences where it goes, and not whether or not I do the series at all. Let's see. So the way that Prime subs work it effectively functions the same as a regular sub, so I would still get, I think it's equivalent to a tier 1, I still get the 50% of that, and then 50% goes to Twitch. It's offered because Twitch and Amazon are, I don't know, I can't remember if Amazon owns Twitch or if they're just partnered or whatever the situation is, but basically I still get part of that as revenue through Twitch. So, and it still gives you guys the benefits of having the sub. So I still get 50% of that. If you want the best 1-to-1 ratio, then Patreon is definitely the best because I get the largest percentage of income compared to what you put in, because on Twitch still takes half of it. And which is not necessarily, it's understandable because Twitch has to pay their bills as well. But more of the Patreon goes directly to me. However, you won't necessarily get the Twitch rewards for it. So there's a lot of factors that that play into if you want to support but you're not sure where. You just kind of have to figure out what benefits you're looking for. But Patreon is definitely it's the one that's going to offer the most benefits because I get the most direct income from it, pretty much. Amazon owns it, okay. Couldn't remember which it was. I can't keep up with the mega corporations. Should make like printable posters or and such. Printable posters would not be a bad idea, actually. That's something that I will have to consider, or wallpapers even, or something like that. What I am working on is stickers. Those will be coming at some point here. They are in production, finally. I know I've been talking about them forever, and they've been stuck in production, heck. But those are going to be coming at some point here. I'm just sorting out some final details with them, so I'm hoping before the holidays those will be available either to purchase or as rewards for supporters too. So that's something that's gonna be on the way here, and I'm excited to finally see that come to fruition. Not exactly sure when it's gonna be here, because I still have to do logistics sorting out. But I got past the worst logistic hurdle that kept killing production, so that's good. Oh no, Prime subs are super helpful, and like, if you have a Prime sub, part of that still does go to the creator, so please don't feel bad for using that. It's not a selfish way of getting benefits without having to support. It does support the creator. It's just you only get one of them per month, and it's all by default going to be the lowest tier. Versus if you support with a paid sub, you can pick from different tiers and stuff. But it still very much does support creators. So yeah, I also definitely understand having hangups with the companies. I don't want to talk too much because I don't want to like I don't know, I don't necessarily like, it's not an easy subject to discuss well, I guess, but I 100% understand it because corporations do corporation things, and sometimes those are concerning things. But as Rain has posted, I also do have a Ko-fi. I don't have very good benefits set up for it yet, and I do case by case take commissions, so that's something as well. But if you're just looking for a one-off tip, I do have a Ko-fi for that. And I'm in the process of setting up as well something that would actually allow gifting, basically. So a lot of people, I get asked from time to time if you guys can get me a game or whatever. I've had a few people who've inquired about that. Working on setting up something that will make that possible. So that's something that helps out as well, because if the budget's a little bit tight, then sometimes I'm not always able to play all the games that I'd like to be able to play. So that's something that'll be an option in the future as well. But yeah, Ko-fi is pretty good for that kind of thing. And if you follow me on Ko-fi, you get to see some of my art. I do draw on the side as well. So yeah, I do take commissions. It's very case by case though, because my art stamina is incredibly hit or miss. So it's nothing personal if I turn down a commission. It's mostly just I don't want to take on something that I don't feel confident in my ability to deliver on. But if you have an idea, feel free to reach out. I have my email listed for inquiries on my YouTube videos. I'm also available on Twitter. You can always reach out with an idea, and worst thing is I could say no. But I'm open on a case-by-case basis to ideas, and if I feel like I can take it on, then I am absolutely fine doing that. So yeah, feel free if you guys are interested in that. I have some of my art up as thumbnails and stuff on YouTube, and more of it is posted on Ko-fi. A lot of my original character art and D&D stuff. Actually, the D&D stuff has taken over my Ko-fi lately. But yeah. Yeah, you're welcome to draw fan art as well if you're interested in that. I have links on YouTube videos. I don't know if are they visible on Twitch? I should make them visible on Twitch if not. But I take fan art submissions through email and through Twitter mostly, and in the supporter Discord. So I don't have a good way of featuring them on Twitch yet, but I'm working on that. So hopefully at some point you'll be able to see the Twitch ones that get sent in as well. But I do have those means of contacting open for that. Is it in the bio? Okay. I'm never sure what shows up in what places. Yeah, so with the commissions thing, this has been a weird talky episode, sorry about that. But with the commissions on Ko-fi, they will say closed, but if you reach out through any of the other venues that I meant, either email or Twitter, then I can open them up on a case-by-case basis for individual ones. They're listed as closed, but I think they still show the prices, so that's kind of how that all works. That said, we have kind of come up on the end of the time here. Thank you for listening to all this. This is, I know, the crunchy business stuff is difficult to talk about at times and difficult to present because it's a lot of stuff that's not very fun to deal with, either on either from the business side or from the audience side. But it is something that factors into what I'm able to do or not. And I really want to find a way to make this continue to be possible. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that I can keep doing this, and at least in some capacity, even if it means I have to reduce some things for a bit. I want to still be able to keep doing YouTube, because this storytelling is something that I'm very passionate about, and something that I love being able to do, and I'm very honored that so many of you guys like watching it. I'm glad you guys feel like it's important too, because it's always something that I'm never entirely sure how to speak about, because it's hard, because stuff like advertising gets a bad rep, and very fairly, because a lot of advertising can be really obnoxious, and like, I do 100% respect that, and if it ever got to the point where I didn't have to have ads on things, then that's something I'd 100% be fine with toning down. It's not something that I do because I want the extra, but I have to try to find a way to make this work. And honestly, supporting through the supporter avenues is a lot more effective than what I get from the ad revenue most of the time. So if I can ever get that support to a threshold where that is more sustainable, then it's something where I won't have to worry as much about the ad revenue. And I am very grateful that you guys are so understanding of this, because I know it's not always something that's easy to, I guess it's, and I don't want to say easy to understand, but it's something that's comes with a lot of stigma because of how obnoxious advertising and marketing is in our culture, and how much it gets shoved into your face every day. It's very easy to get sick of it, and unfortunately that makes it additionally difficult for creatives who do have to rely on this kind of thing, because it's like, oh, you're advertising again. And I get the sentiment, I truly do. Because yeah, it's not fun having advertisements shoved in your face every day, 24/7. And that's why I try to limit it as much as I can, but at the same time, I have to try to figure out how to strike that balance of never talking about it, but also not overwhelming everyone with it. So thank you for being patient with me as I figure this out, and for letting me be more open about this. I'm honored that you guys are interested in the commissions too, so thank you for that. And yeah, don't worry, like, I'm not gonna put myself in a situation that is gonna be unsustainable just to make it work. I'm gonna take care of myself. I just don't want to have to do that at the cost of not being able to make these videos anymore, so I'm gonna do everything that I can to make both of those things work together. And I got folks who are watching out for me. Rain is here. And I've got a lot of people who I can reach out to for help if it really gets to that point. My biggest concern with this is mostly just not wanting to have to worry about choosing between YouTube and continuing to make this content and taking care of myself. I would like if both of those things work out together and not one or the other. So, oh, someone on the internet said they described adulthood to a child. You can eat ice cream for dinner if you want. The kid smiled. You have to buy yourself. The kid unsmiled. Yeah, man, that's how it feels. Like, there's a lot of good things that come with being an adult. I don't want to talk down and say, oh, everything sucks when you get to be an adult, because it doesn't. It doesn't. There's a lot of things that are good about being an adult. But it comes with an increased level of responsibility and a lot more that you have to worry about in life. So it's very different from being a kid. It's not necessarily a bad different, but there's aspects that are going to be challenging, just like there's aspects that are challenging about being a younger person, being a child, being a teenager. So It's just kind of one of those things in life. What color are Hurricane's eyes? Well, let's look, because I think they're like this nice deep brown here. Get a good close-up here, if we can. Hurricane, sit still. I'm going to put this in pause so that we can actually see you well. Here's a good look at Hurricane for anybody who wants to draw her here. I'll go ahead and just... I never take enough screenshots in this game. I always forget to do that. And here's the puppies, too, being cute. So... yeah, they are... I think I've seen... well, no, they're pretty dark. I think I've seen a little bit darker than that, but she does have pretty dark eyes. Yes! I honestly love the very, very light version of this coat. It's very, very pretty. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I gotta wrap this up, because I gotta get going, get working on other things. Fun things in the works, though, and some stuff that I'm looking forward to hopefully announcing soon, so we will see. But I'm gonna go ahead and leave this off here for today. Her coat looks like the remastered black coat. Yes, it's actually light enough that it qualifies as gray despite being called the black coat. I think I can actually see her coat here. What am I doing? It just says black. It's just the remastered black coat, but it's a gray genetic one. So if that don't sum up wolf genetics, I don't know what does. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up here for today. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Thanks for letting me talk. And if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe, and to check out my Twitch at twitch.tv/jzx535 so that you can see when we're going live and have the chance to hop in, do things like vote for dens, name pups, and such not, because we will be naming the pups next time. And don't forget to, we have a Wandering Village stream here on Twitch tomorrow if you're watching this live at 2 p.m. Central Time, most likely, but I'll officially announce it closer to when it's happening, when I'm completely sure what we're doing. But thank you guys so much for watching, hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. But until then, this is Jay, over and out.